Isaac is probably the coolest guy I've ever known. I'm not indulging by saying that. First of all and foremost, the most important thing to know about Isaac is that he was part of Saved by the Bell, the second class.
Yeah.
So huge part of the Weasel. Of course, that is the most important thing about Isaac's background. We'll forego the fact that he clerked for the Supreme Court, graduated from Harvard twice. The first time before, I think, before you were like 18. We'll forget the fact that you, 19. We'll forego the fact that you took a small business in Orlando that was barely getting by and turned it into a $300 million empire here in the Central Florida area. And the fact that you're a New York Times bestselling book writer with a book, Eyes Wide Open, which I've read thoroughly, and a lot of our staff has. So most important, Isaac was a former child actor, second, all those amazing things. And what's most amazing about it, and a lot of those accomplishments, is Isaac has done most of that being blind. So Isaac, with no further ado, I'll let you kind of address our team, if you don't mind.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity, Mark. You're very generous in your introductions, as always. And I miss you. We should hang out soon, by the way.
We need a whiskey and a cigar, sir. Big time.
Absolutely. But I hope this will fit the bill for your purposes today. But just sort of thinking about what I might say in a few minutes here. One of the things that I've been observing or thinking a lot about is that this corona craziness that we're in, or larger craziness, if you want to start talking about climate change and politics and race riots and whatever, but let's stick to corona. So much changed so profoundly quickly, and so much remains completely unknown about the future in fundamental ways, that I think sort of underlying the challenge for a lot of folks in all this at the sort of human level is this feeling. I know I have felt this. I have struggled with this. A feeling that, like, oh man, we've lost all control. Like, we just don't have control anymore over anything. My God, am I going to have a job tomorrow? Is there going to be an economy tomorrow? Is there going to be an America? Like, just crazy stuff, right? We got no control anymore. And for me, I can only offer my experience. I have found it helpful in endeavoring to ameliorate that anxiety about a loss of control. I have found it helpful to really sort of almost step into it, embrace it, and try to spend some time really thinking about and becoming okay with the fact that in actuality, in truth, we really never have any control at all, if you really think about it. It's the nature of how we're wired in our minds, evolutionary biology, evolutionary psychology. It's the sense of control, the illusion of control that is manufactured by our brains, and it's wonderful and it's helpful in all sorts of ways, and it's part of the human condition. It's necessary. I'm not saying it isn't. But when you really stop and think about it, it's just a fundamental characteristic of our world, of our experience here, that we're never in control of anything, really. And so I have tried to say this experience, this anxiety that I'm feeling, is a wonderful case study in more sort of confronting that illusion, not overcoming it, not getting rid of it. It's part of what makes us human, but just in accessing it, getting close to it, and sort of realizing, wow, I'm doing a lot of work. This brain of mine, subconsciously, whatever, is doing a lot of work to create this day-to-day experience for me, where I'm feeling sort of control at all these sort of fundamental levels. And this is a good insight. It's a good opportunity for me to realize, like, a lot of that doesn't really bear too much scrutiny. If I can be okay with that, or at least understand it better, then I have sort of a greater understanding of, the nature of reality and how I live my life and how things work. And, it can be very helpful. So that's my 2 cents. I don't know if it's worth anything, but that's what I've been thinking about.
No, it's always worth something. I remember the part of your book where you talk about, the whole analogy of making, lemonade from lemons, right? And we'll make sure everyone sort of gets a copy of that who doesn't have one. We pass it on the company, and there's but it's just great. I just wanted to get some insight from you. I think, no one knows more about overcoming obstacles and actually making them, again, to your point, an opportunity and a good thing, right? So, Isaac, I appreciate your words, man. Thanks for joining us today, really, very much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Take care.
Bye-bye, guys.